everyone, this is CA Prachi Parekh. Welcome to my channel. Amidst the pandemic situation which we all are facing and the confusion as regards the conduct of examinations in the month of November 2020, I believe the students in general are finding it difficult to focus on their studies. However, one small piece of advice which I would like to give from my side is, I think rather than wasting time on social media and participating in deliberations about whether the exams would take place or not, it would certainly be more useful if we can use the time for studying and gearing up with our preparations. This is a small video which I have made today for discussing the statutory updates which are applicable for the November 2020 examinations for the subject of direct taxes. This video would be useful to students of CA Intermediate and CA Final course who are going to take their examinations in November 2020. Let us now discuss a few updates. So talking of amendment, friends, all the amendments of the Finance Act 2019 which are applicable to assessment year 2021 are relevant both for the May 20 as well as the November 20 attempts. However, unfortunately this year the May 20 attempt could not be conducted and therefore the entire gamut of amendments would be equally relevant for the November 2020 examinations as well. In this video, I would be making references to few of those amendments, plus specifically discussing the statutory updates basis the material which the institute has put up on the website on the BOS knowledge portal. So first and foremost, let us discuss few updates with regards to the provisions of TDS under Chapter 17B of the Income Tax Act. Now, as we are all aware, the Finance Act 2019 inserted two sections under Chapter 17B with regards to TDS. Those were Sections 194N and Section 194M. Section 194N and M both are effective from 1st of September 2019. We just have a few important points to take note of as regards these two sections. Firstly, let us talk about Section 194N. So Section 194N warrants TDS to be made at the rate of 2% in case the aggregate amount of withdrawals during a previous year exceeds the threshold of 1 crore. Now, though the section was operative from 1st September 2019, there has been a clarification that the threshold limit of INR 1 crore has to be considered, including all the withdrawals made from the period 1st April 2019 to 31st August 2019. I'm sure most of us would have been aware of this while we were preparing for our examinations, but since this is an update which has been put up, I thought it would be relevant to share it. This particular provisions of 194N are as applicable to AY 2021 because for the next AY there are again some changes which have come across as far as this section is concerned, which would not be relevant for our attempt. We have to study what we have just discussed. Moving on to Section 194M. Now this particular section is applicable in the context of an individual or HUF who makes certain payments to payees for the purpose of carrying out certain work or payments which are in the nature of commission or as fees for professional services, and such individual or HUF is otherwise not required to make TDS under the provisions of Section 194C, H and J. So then this individual or HUF is required to make TDS at the rate of 5% in case the aggregate amounts which he is paying out for these purposes exceeds an amount of 50 lakh rupees during the year. So this section was typically introduced to take care of all the personal nature contracts etc. which are otherwise outside the ambit of Sections 194J or such contracts which are not covered by 194C and 194H. Now a small update which we have to keep in mind as regards Section 194M is that the mode of paying this TDS which is collected has been specified, and the update states that this TDS is to be deposited to the credit of the government within a period of 30 days from the end of the month in which such deduction was made. Further, the person who's deducting this particular tax has to provide a certificate in Form 16D to the payee within a period of 15 days from the date of deposit of such TDS. So they have now specified the timelines for payment of this particular amount of TDS which has been deducted under the provisions of Section 194N. Now these were two updates as regards 194N and 194M. Another aspect with regards to 194N is certain notified persons have now been excluded from the applicability of section 194N. They would typically include authorized dealers, money changers, etc. So these are few small things which we should keep in mind when we are looking at these sections. For all of you who would like to have a more elaborated discussion on section 194N and section 194M, a detailed video along with the notes and requisite illustrations has already been uploaded on my channel. You can refer to that video. It is as good as it is updated with the statutory updates that we just now discussed. Moving on further to the next category of updates. So as we all know, in the month of October 2019, first by way of an ordinance and then in December 2019 by the Taxation Laws Amendment Act, 2 new sections were introduced in the Income Tax Act 1961, which gave out certain concessional rate taxes for corporate associates. So these sections are section 115BAA and section 115BAB. So again, your statutory update which has been put up by the ICAI makes a reference to both these sections, giving out the manner in which tax has to be calculated, the rate of surcharge, etc., making it an important matter to be revised prior to our examinations. This update would be relevant for students of CA final course. A detailed video along with a comparative chart and an analysis for both these sections has already been uploaded on the channel. For anyone who wants to have a more detailed discussion on this, you can refer to that particular video. Moving on to the next set of updates. Certain sections by way of Finance Act 2019 of the Income Tax Act were amended wherever there were sections which mentioned about payments otherwise than by way of cash were amended to include certain specified electronic modes of payment. So by way of a notification, these electronic modes of payments have now been specified and they include 3 things. Firstly, a debit card which is powered by RuPay, a unified payment interface, that is the UPI or the Beam UPI app, and third is UPI with quick response codes. So these 3 specified means have been now notified under the specified electronic modes for a host of sections that were amended to incorporate this as a mode of payment. That is the next update. Coming to the last update here, which I want to discuss in today's video. Under the provisions of section 4712 AB and D, certain transactions are not considered as transfer. Now these transactions refer to transfers by non-residents of certain specified securities through a recognized stock exchange which is located in an IFSC. So these securities for the purpose of this section have been notified, and they include a foreign currency denominated bond, unit of a mutual fund, unit of a business trust, unit of an alternative investment fund, and a foreign currency denominated equity share. So this is a small notification, I think, which we can keep in mind as far as the MCQ aspect is concerned. So these were quite the few updates which I had identified for discussion. I would again say that there are no new major amendments as such, only these small notifications which one can have a quick glance at. And for all the relevant amendments to the various sections, the videos are already uploaded on the channel. The links have been shared in the description box. So I hope you can go through them and make the most of it. Trust you found this video useful, and for more updates please subscribe to my channel CA Prachi Parekh. All the requisite links for revising your amendments are mentioned in the description box. You can go through them and keep revising these amendments, because since the May attempt didn't take place this year, there would be a host of emphasis on the amendments in the November attempt mostly. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best for your exams.